Live from the internet, it's the Dr. Tom the Frog Show!
Dr. Tom, she's ready. Oh, good. All right, awesome. Nice. It's Strix. Okay, yeah, I can read the cue card. Just okay.
Oh dear God, that's Dr. Tom.
Yes, I guess. Okay.
Hi.
Hi. All right, we're gonna get it rolling. All right.
Okay.
Hi ho, and welcome to the Dr. Tom the Frog Show, where we talk about role-playing games. I am super excited to have on with us tonight. We have on Strix, and so how are you doing, Strix? Hello, welcome to the show.
Well, Dr. Tom, I'm doing very well, and you're looking very green today.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm green with envy because you wear lots of hats. Not any hats right now, but you're a hat-wearing kind of gal. We're going to jump right in because I got a couple of really cool things I want to talk about with you. So first of all, I understand that you're a part of a Twitch channel called Hyper RPG, and the RPG stands for Ribbit Power Go, right?
So close, Dr. Tom, so close. So yes, I'm part of a variety Twitch channel called Hyper Rabbit Power Go.
Rabbit?
Rabbits.
Oh.
Hyper RPG for short. And we do all kinds of things, but we really focus on role-playing. So we may do video games, we may do fireside chats, something called Honesty Hour, where we spill our guts out to the audience. We may do role-playing shows based on things like Shadowrun and Battletech. And myself, I work on two shows for the channel. One called Weekly Affirmations, which is my show. It's a show about indie and freeform games, all analog, all the time. And then the other show is called Death from Above, and that is a Battletech show where I get to drive a giant mech and battle people and murder them with it. So it's pretty fun stuff.
Wait, now I'm curious though. The Battletech, is this a tabletop RPG or is this the Battletech Mech Warrior MMO thing?
So it's analog, and it's really a splice between one half role-playing and one half actual tabletop with minis RTS, real-time strategy.
Oh, sweet. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty fun.
Yeah, that sounds fun. You know, Weekly Affirmations, that's the one I knew about, or that's the one my crack writing staff actually did. So we weren't aware of that one, but that's pretty cool. Battletech's awesome. But so Weekly Affirmation, you know, Strix, I have an affirmation of my own.
Do you really?
Yep, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and frog-on it, people like me.
That's a pretty good affirmation, Dr. Tom.
Except flies. Flies don't like me so much. Or moths. Have you ever tasted a ripe moth?
You know, I was a park ranger once, so...
Yeah, we're going with yes. All right, you feel me? We've got a moth connection here, Strix. I'm so excited.
I'm feeling it.
Awesome. So Weekly Affirmations, you guys just you haven't had any on recently. So did you decide to stop? You got tired of it? Ran out of all the indie games?
No. Definitely not. So Weekly Affirmations is a show that runs for 2.5, 3 hours every Thursday, and we've been running it for a year. So we're taking a short break between season 1 and season 2. There are 150-ish hours of content of games that we have talked about, played, and discovered on the show. They're actually available for free on YouTube. If you search for Hyper RPG or Weekly Affirmations, you'll bring those up. But also, if you're a subscriber to the Hyper RPG channel, they have those on VODs as well. So I love Weekly Affirmations because it was essentially like my rodeo. I got to do what I wanted to do. And so what I did was a lot of feely indie games that evolved around emotions and weird mechanics like fire, and playing cards, and we did whatever we wanted, and it was fantastic. And through the show, we built a really amazing community around Weekly Affirmations of folks who loved games, but also were really interested in, I want to say, the transformative power of games. You know, when you're in a low-stakes environment trying stuff out, you get to figure things out about yourself, and that's really cool.
You said you played Transformer games? That's awesome. I would totally...
No, Dr. Tom. Transformative games. Games that help you evolve as a person.
Well, I'm a frog, so...
Are you saying frogs aren't people?
Oh, got me there. You're smart, Strix. That's pretty awesome. I was kind of excited about the idea of being Optimus Prime, but I'll settle for transformation to a different person.
Hey, you could always make that game.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. All right. Strix. Okay. So I hold on. I mustache you a question about this beard game you've got. I understand
beard game.
You've got a game about a notorious English pirate, Edward Teach, Blackbeard's bride. Isn't that right?
So 100% wrong.
What No, Teach.
I think you need to fire your staff writers because that's not accurate at all, Dr. Tom.
Rogers, what is your problem? Okay, tell me about it. What's the deal? Hold on. Beard-splain me, please.
Oh, I will totally beard-splain you. So Bluebeard's Bride is a tabletop RPG. It was designed by myself and two other amazing women, Marissa Kelly and Sarah Richardson. It came out of a game jam for women a little more than 2 years ago at Gen Con. And it was a fantastic idea, and we loved it, and we developed it. And then this October, so only a couple of months ago, we kickstarted it. It did fantastically well. I almost passed out from just sheer adrenaline. Our Kickstarter goal was, $5,000. It's an indie game, moderate.
That's pretty
success.
good. $5,000. I would shake a stick at that.
Well, by the end of day one, we had reached around $30,000.
Wow.
And by the end of the Kickstarter, we had come in at just under $130,000.
Wow.
It still blows my mind, Dr. Tom. I still get the vapors just thinking about it. It's nice
you got the
warm.
vapors. That's awesome. Are you verklempt? I love those two V words. They're my favorites.
But it was wildly successful, and I think it's because the game speaks to a really, really sticky myth or folklore piece, and that is the folklore piece of Bluebeard. This is a fairy tale that has existed for at least a couple hundred years.
Uh-huh.
It was first recorded in France. That doesn't mean it's a French fairy tale. That's just the first time it got written down. And it's about a woman who marries a very rich nobleman who has a literal blue beard. It's not a metaphor. His beard is blue. And he is a psychotic wife murdering jerk face. And he sets a psychological trap for her. And the trap is that he tells her she's not allowed to go into a room or else, and then leaves. And so she is bored home alone by herself and tries not to think about it, but finally folds and looks into the room. And spoilers, she finds all the bodies of the previous wives.
What?
So this is a horror game.
Were they knitting? Hanging
nope,
out, listening to music?
They were
breakdancing?
strung up on meat hooks, Dr. Tom. On meat hooks.
That has to be extremely uncomfortable. This guy needs to be written up or something.
Well, it's a very nefarious tale, and it's very dark, and it's very sensuous and complex and sexual, and it was something we felt really strongly that we wanted to get right, which is why it took 2 years to develop it. And when we sit down and play it, we love the game. The game is what I would call feminine horror, which is horror that focuses on a feminine viewpoint or lens. So if you're curious about feminine horror, other good touchstones that people might know about are movies like Rosemary's Baby, perfect example, or Crimson Peak, which is a movie that actually came out just recently. So it's about the feminine experience of horror, which is unique to feminine-ish people.
Huh. Wow. That's very unique and exciting, I have to say. That's very cool. I'm so
I
glad
like
you
it a
guys
lot.
did well. That's amazing. So when is the game coming out then?
So the game is done. We've finished it, and so it's going to be going to the printers in March, from my understanding.
Oh, Rogers had heard that it was not coming out till 2018, so that's pretty awesome. The Gauntlet just recorded an episode, and Strix, you may want to listen to it because some people talk about this game, and so maybe they might be expecting it very anxiously.
That's good to know. And for you folks watching at home, if you're interested in live playthroughs of Bluebeard's Bride, there have now been several instances of this. I believe is it One Shot Podcast did a playthrough with Sarah Richardson.
Oh wow! How many rules did they get wrong?
I think they did okay.
All right, awesome. That's good.
And then I also did a live video recording through my show, Weekly Affirmations, for Hyper RPG. And it's a 3-part series that we did over the course of a couple of weeks where we played all the way through the game. And it was also very fun.
Oh,
so,
man.
if you're interested.
You ran that one. We're going to have to check that one out. Hyper RPG Weekly. It's like a long string of a URL. Somebody should bitly that sucker. That's really cool. All right. That's great. Well, thanks for sharing that. Now, I think we've come upon the time for a serious question, Strix. Are you ready for a serious question?
I think as ready as I'm going to be, Dr. Tom.
Okay. All right. Crack writing staff got this one hopefully right. Roger, so I'm looking at you. Okay. Strix,
yes.
If you were a key, what kind of key would you be?
Oh, goodness. What kind of key would I be? Give me a second to think about this.
Dun, 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 dun. Wait, copyright. We'll stop there.
Okay. So if I were a key, I would be made of silvered driftwood, light to the touch and yet warm. My teeth would be barnacles and coral, bleached from the sun. And if you were to hold the key, you would have a strange feeling of almost a tidal pool in your hand, and it would glow ever so slightly as if moonlight were cast upon it.
Wow, I think you've won serious question.
How's that, Dr. Tom?
That was kind of amazing. I don't know what you'd open, but I totally want that key.
Then you should play Bluebeard's Bride.
All right, we're gonna. That's pretty awesome. Okay, well, Strix, thank you so much for coming on to talk about Hyper RPG and the shows you do, and also Bluebeard's Bride. I really appreciate having you on.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Tom.
Tom is a frog, a doctor and a frog. He lives on a log in the middle of a bog. He likes to talk about RPGs, and his guests are the bee's knees. Thank you for watching. He is Dr. Tom. He is Dr. Tom the Frog.